guys, how you doing? This is Manga Section. I'm here today to bring you the review for One Piece Manga Chapter 912. So first things that we learn is the whole structure of Wano right now. We're basically told by the swordsmith that only the area that Kaido slash the Shogun operate in, only besides that area that they operate in, all the other villages and stuff within Wano have been wastelanded. Basically, that's what we're told. At least destroyed. Well, it's in a bad way because you can kind of see that the area that this girl and swordsmith lived in hit Tetsu, I think his name is. uh like the village is still pretty much intact, but we do see later on that land that has been completely wastelanded. So this just made me think that why did Kaido do this? Like he could have had more villages, more areas to roam around, but it seems like he just wastelanded all of them and he's just sticking to one area when I think it'd be better to rule over a whole country rather than, a city within a country kind of vibe. But yeah, that was we get told that pretty early on within the chapter. We get told that X Drake joined Kaido. We saw this coming, if not knew it already happened. Uh, so at this stage of the chapter, Luffy's like, alright, cool, I'm going to take uh, Tama, her name's Tama, to a doctor. Now he keeps saying, I'm going to take her to a doctor, making me think that he's looking for a doctor within Wano and not looking for Chopper. But I could be wrong and that could be a translation error or whatever. But we know that he's taken her, he's changed his clothes, and he's taken her to a doctor. The reason why I mentioned the change of clothes is because while he changed into his kimono, he also grabs one of the swords that this swordsmith Hitetsu has with him, and this is where we learn that this sword is one of the 21 great swords. Yeah, I think it's the 21 great swords. But anyway, we find out that this sword also has a curse like one of Zoro's other swords. Now, I'm trying to remember. I should have looked it up before I started recording this. I'm trying to remember if the sword that broke for Zoro previously was the curse sword, and if I'm remembering things correctly, it wasn't the curse sword. But it just got me whole thinking about curse swords in general and Zoro's swords that he carries with him, and I was just starting to think to myself, will he take this sword from Luffy at some point? It made me think, would one of Zoro's current swords break within Wano, or would he simply do a trade out? I'm more in the favor of a sword breaking. If he still has his cursed sword, I'm thinking that sword will break and he'll take this new sword that Luffy is carrying with him because it'll be a better sword, probably have a greater curse on it, but a better sword, sharpness wise or whatever, lightness wise or whatever, but a better sword in general, rather than him thinking, oh, that's a better sword. I'm gonna trade it out for this one, kind of vibe. So I think there's something there with the swords, and that's why Luffy is now currently holding it. But we do also find out during this time, and I can't remember if this has ever been stated, but we know that there's the 12 that Wano his white sword fits into. We got the 21, and then now we're getting told about the 50 skillful swords. I don't think that's ever been mentioned before. I'm pretty sure it hasn't. So that's something new that's been added to the table. So we see Luffy trying to find this doctor, enters a wasteland city or village, I should say, and this is where he bumps into Zoro. So he bumps into Zoro now. They have a quick little catch up, whatever, and that's when Hawkins comes into the picture and he's like, was it you that caused the incident on the beach? Do you know what? It doesn't even matter. You're in Wano, so you need to know the rules. Either you join Kaido or you run from Kaido, which is it going to be? And that's where we leave the chapter where it seems like they're going to go into a fight. Now, this excites me because I've been wanting a worst generation crew versus worst generation crew fight for a long time just to see how we can match up because we know they're all, get me, the worst generation. So you would think that they would fit closely to each other in terms of strength, skill, intelligence, whatever. And this will be a great chance to see it because they're obviously going to face off. So what I think is going to happen within the next chapter, I think the people that Basil has with him are his lesser fodder type crew members, and Zoro will probably take them out fairly easily, and then we might just get a fight between Luffy and Basil Hawkins. And now I want it to be close, but more in Luffy's favor, because get me, I think all the captains of the worst generations should somewhat fit close together in terms of strength. So slightly, I don't know. Like they did this, they did the same amount of time. They all got to the was it the Sabo that place at the same time. So it'll be nice to see them like barely, just fairly, fairly close together in strength. At least give them a decent fight for a short amount of time. So that's what I'm hoping for. So, oh yeah, the one last thing that I want to talk about is how we find out that when Ace came, we found out what happened when Ace came to Wano, the whole them turning him up, taking their food thing, and the whole Tama getting to know Ace. And Ace has promised to Tama that when Ace came back to Wano, if she had become a bewitching ninja, Ace would allow her to join the crew. And now it's the whole promise thing that gets to me personally, because as far as I can remember, we have never had a promise broken within One Piece. It's almost like promises are sacred within One Piece, and this will be the first time that promise has been broken. And this has made me to believe that this scene or this flashback is the first seed in the lines of seeds, if it is going to end up being the case of Tama joining the Straw Hat Pirates. What I'm thinking right now is that Luffy will fulfill the promise that his brother could not, and that's why I think that this is a seed. However, I'm not really on the bandwagon of Tama joining the Straw Hat crew at the moment. We don't know much about her, and if I'm honest, my main reason for her not joining the crew at the end of Wano arc, and the reason why I still think she will, is simply her age. If I'm doing my maths correctly, she was 5 when she met Ace, and this is 4 years later, so she's only 9. That's too young to be going out at sea to be a pirate, even if you have become a mastered bewitching ninja. So, yes, I can see why people would think this is a seed or foreshadowing of her becoming a Straw Hat, but no, I don't think she's going to become a Straw Hat yet. I'm going to give this chapter a 3-star rating and call it a review. Like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you have not already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.